Gundam.tk presents Gundam Virtue. Hey, what's up everybody? Robert 184 2Rs 2Bs, Gundam.tk, and I'm here with something I don't do very often. Here we have the first grade 1/144th Gundam Virtue. And you may be asking why, but anyway, I'll talk about that afterwards, but let's take a look at the model itself. This kit came out when Gundam 00 started airing in 2007, and it sells for the price that you can see there of 700 Japanese yen. For a look around the box, you have a beautifully painted Virtue there, and believe me, it's not going to look that good when you take it out of the box. And it's GN 005005. Does anybody remember when this came out and they had 001, 002, 003, and then they had 005 and everybody wondered why? Well, anyway, it was a pretty cool reveal when they did. Anyway, there we have some information about the pilot, Thierry Hardy, and something I'm very glad they include, especially on things like first grade kits. This is how it looks if it's completely unpainted, but you put the stickers on. So if you have a kid who buys this and expects that it's going to look like that, yeah, he's going to be sadly mistaken. But hopefully he sees this, and maybe he'll get some motivation to start painting or something there. And there's a picture of it posed with no details. And I have to say that this is a big step up on first grade Exia. Occasionally on the back of Gundam packaging they have some black and white stuff written on the cardboard, and here they're just talking about it's easy to take it off the sprues. You actually have polycap joints here, which means that you're going to have things like moving arms, moving elbows, etc., which is pretty cool compared to some of the old first grade stuff. And of course they're telling you to buy a Gundam marker, and you can touch everything up and make it look a lot better despite it being first grade. When you crack the box open, it's a little bit different from first grade Exia. You're going to get a separate instruction manual, you're going to get a set of stickers, you're going to get an A1 and A2 plate, which is really just one plate split, a B1, B2 plate, which is really just one plate split, and a thing of polycaps. In terms of colors, you're going to have yellow, black, gray, and red on the A plate, all white on the B. Absolutely nothing fancy in the manual. They've just got some of that good promo art there. They explain where the pieces are and how you can pop them out with your fingers. On the front page, you're going to build the head, which just consists of a white part that looks pretty chunky. You put some red seals on that, pop the head around that, and then put on the yellow V-fin. Then when you go inside, you're going to build the chest, you're going to build the arms, or the legs, the arms, and the weapons, and voila, you're finished. And on here, you can see the proper colors with the gray, the black, the yellow, and the red on the A plate, and the white part. And here's where you can order missing or broken parts. Decent collection of seals and stickers that come with that. This is the eyepiece, so it covers up above the eyes as well. These go beside the helmet on the ears. These go on the forearms, looking pretty cool. You have a green one for the camera, of course, on the head, and one for the bazooka. And then you're going to have a big red part there for the waist section. This is for the chin goatee, and these two gold-yellow parts go on the chest vents. And when you're watching this review, everybody please be careful because a few of the things have been painted. So these were yellow, but I've painted them red. As to why, I'll explain that in another video, but you still get an idea of the model. Just you have to be a little bit careful to remember the proper colors underneath. Now, as I mentioned, the colors are all wrong here, but the parts are all right. So you're going to get a foot with the legs, two legs here, a waist section that attaches that. The waist and the chest are one part here. Then you're going to get the shoulders and arms pre-attached, the head, and then you're going to have these bazookas on the back, and the actual GN bazooka here, ready to put in hand. Sometimes I like building lower end kits like this just because it gives you an appreciation of the better stuff, but this one is surprisingly well built. So anyway, the feet are just one piece, and you've got a double ball joint there, which gives it a decent amount of mobility. Just two big white pieces here. And the leg joint, you just have this one gray part attached in there, and this gray part attached in here. And when you plug them down together, you're going to get this much mobility. And then this part is going to attach onto the waist section, which is or the hips, which is going to plug into the waist/chest section. This should be solid black, and when you take a look around, you just put a white part on the front there and a red sticker on there, which stands out pretty well. You've got some gold parts here, and these should be yellow, and otherwise, what you have here is similar to first grade Exia. You've got these parts which are on this double joint, and you pop them on and then pop this in, and when you put the arms on, you get a surprising amount of mobility for such an inexpensive kit. Don't expect anything too fancy though in the arms. You're going to have shoulders that go like this. This just attaches on, of course. You have a bend of 90, this is a black seal, and the hands or the manipulators do not move at all. For the weapons, this should be black, but it's nice that they differentiated between the black and the gray on the inside, so this would look like pretty cool two-tone when you put it together unpainted. Nothing exciting, however, here. This is made of 3 parts, and what it allows you to do is be able to put it up here on the shoulder by using this hand grip and having it just as a regular weapon with this hand grip. But otherwise, nothing moves, and it just has that one green sticker on there. Is there another way to describe Virtue other than saying he has chubby cheeks? Well, I don't know. Anyway, we've got some black stickers on there. These should be yellow on the V-fin. We've got the yellow sticker on there and the eye sticker, but otherwise not a lot of articulation, and I didn't choose to put on a lot of lining, going with a simple look there instead. First grade technology just means that it's very, very simple to assemble. You just put the legs on here and then attach that into the waist. You'll plug the backpack into the hole on the back and just pop the shoulders onto the joint here. And here you have it in horrible, horrible Robert 184 custom colors, the first grade 1/144th Gundam Virtue. And my first impression is that it does everything right in terms of scale and proportion. It's big, it's bulky, everything's where it should be. If I was a kid getting this for $7, I'd probably be pretty happy, especially with the fact that they do actually give you 5 different colors. For posability, it's going to stack up better than you'd expect, but don't expect too much. The legs move this far forward, the waist skirt does not move out of the way, and nor does the side skirt move out of the way, so the legs are only going to move that much. They bend 90, but because the angle here is on this double ball joint, you are able to move it around more than I expected. The arms are able to spin around, of course, except they've got a giant backpack in their way. Don't expect anything more than a 90 here, but you are able to bring it across, you're not able to bring it across at all if you wanted to have a bazooka pose. And the weapons, these move, they rotate forward, but don't expect them to spin too much off to the side. And the head is on a double ball joint, so it can move back, down, up, etc. Pretty standard overall. For height comparison, here we have Thierry's first suit against his newest suit. And the Virtue should be big at 18.5 meters, and it's got that, and it's big and bulky, of course. And on the left, we have the Raphael Gundam from the 00 movie, and that's almost 22 meters, and of course, it towers over him, even without Sarah V2 strapped onto his shoulders. If you have low expectations, you will not be disappointed with the poses that you can do. Here we've got the weapon swung forward, the legs sort of offset, and the arms sort of screaming as he blasts the smithereens out of somebody. But you're not going to get much more. When assembling this, I wondered why the handles were in such strange places on the GN Bazooka. But anyway, you can see here that you're able to pivot the arm up and sort of get the bazooka resting on the shoulder, which is pretty good. I've seen some old master grades that have problems doing that. Well, I'm thinking more of high-grade Universal Century, things like the Rick Diaz, etc. But it's still pretty cool that a first grade pulls this off. And it's always a pleasant surprise when you extend the arm fully that you have no weight issues, despite the fact that you've got a weapon as big as the bazooka here. So that's another pleasant surprise. For some really simple final thoughts, I have to say that for the probably $5 or $6 that I spent on this, if you were a kid in the supermarket and 00 had just come on the air and you'd asked your mom to spend 700 yen and they bought this for you, I think you'd be pretty pleased with it. A, it's easy to assemble, you don't need to use tools, but of course you're going to get a lot of leftover from the gates there, so you're going to want to clean that up. But the fact that you're getting 5 colors in a first grade kit, along with a decent amount of seals, you're not having the instruction manual written in the box, you're actually getting a proper handout like this. This, for me, is actually a really good kit for $7. Now that being said, should you not buy the high-grade Virtue? No, I think you should of course buy the high-grade Virtue. But if you did by some chance, for example, for a paint experiment, want to buy this kit, I think you would be surprisingly not disappointed. Anyway, everybody, this is Robert 184, as always, from gundam.tk. Let me know what you think of the model. Please feel free to rip the horrible color scheme, and stay tuned for lots more proper reviews of better kits. But anyway, it's always fun to try something that you don't expect to like and build it and then be pleasantly surprised. So anyway, stay tuned for lots more reviews. You know, despite the fact he's ugly, I still have a sneaking suspicion that it's still going to be me who gets the boxes dropped on.